Hey everyone, welcome back. It's time for the latest GoSkills Challenge solution. How did you do? Well, we're about to find out. Our Excel expert Claudia Buckley has her solution to share. Give it a look and see if yours matches up.
Welcome back, everyone. Were you able to solve this challenge? We want to grab the tasks that started in 2022. One possible solution is to use the text to columns feature. And here's how it's done. We want to select the dates that are to be converted, go to text to columns, choose delimited, and next. Then we select date, and we want to select the DMY, so date, month, year format, and click OK. And it converts them right away, so it overwrites the values that we highlighted. And now we just want to identify which task started in 2022. For that, we can use the filter function. We need to highlight the entire array for the first argument, and we want to include dates where the year in this column, column B, where the year is equal to 2022, close parentheses, and the filter function does everything else. So it shows the dates as serial numbers, which we can convert to recognizable dates by going to our number format and changing that to date. And that's the first method. Here's our second option for identifying the tasks that started in 2022 when our dates aren't formatted quite the way we like. So we're using a slightly different data set here. It really doesn't matter because obviously it helps to see how the data behaves when we use other numbers. So we're going to use this data set to accomplish the same task, but using a different method. Let's start by inserting a helper column between columns A and B. And we're going to use a function called date value. So we want to find the date value of each date that's in column C. And it gets converted to serial numbers. That's great for B2 and B3. But if we use date value on a value that Excel already recognizes as a date, then we get an error. And that's a big drawback. So what we'll do is to copy the date because it's already a valid date. So we copy that and place it in column B. And then we carry on with the date value function for those dates that were formatted as text. Dates that were formatted as dates, we just need to copy those dates and place them in that new column that we created. And we use date value for the ones that were not formatted as dates. Now remember that the cells where we use the date value formula, these are still formulas. We don't really want that. We want dates. So what we need to do is to just copy what's in those cells and paste as values. All right, that's really important because we are going to be working with those dates later, and we don't want Excel to be confused because it's looking at formulas and not dates. So we copy and paste as values and convert these into a date that we recognize by going to the number format. All right. So we've gotten rid of the old column. We can rename this new column to start date. And now we just use our filter function as we did before to extract the relevant dates, the ones that started in 2022. We select the entire array and we want to include the column B dates where the year was 2022. And here they are. All right, we need to make some format adjustments here. So we've converted everything to dates, but those in F should be general numbers because those are the task numbers. So tasks 2 to 5 in this data set started in 2022. All right, we're on a roll. So now we're going to show you our final method for working through this challenge. We're going to combine our date function with a few functions that are specifically meant to handle text. So first we insert a column as our helper column, and we start with our date function, which needs the year as its first argument. So what do we use to extract the year? The year appears on our right, so we're going to use the right function, and the text is in cell C2, and the year consists of 4 characters. So we choose the number 4, close parentheses for the right function, and the month is in the middle. So we use the mid function. Again, our text is in C2. Where do we want to start? Well, we have to start after the period. So we need to find that period first. We need the find function, and we enclose the period within double quotes, then comma, and of course, it's in the same cell, C2. We can end it there because it starts at the beginning. But we have to add 1 because it's after that period. And we know that the month consists of 2 characters. Close parentheses to move on to the final argument in the date function, which is the day. And the day appears on the left, so we use the left function. Look for it in cell C2, and it consists of 2 characters. Close parentheses for left and close for the date function. And we've gotten the date now formatted correctly as an Excel date. And we just copy that to the cells that were formatted as text. We don't need to do anything to the date values except to copy them over and paste them as values, all right? So now we've converted our formula to values and formatted our serial numbers as Excel dates. We've gotten rid of the column that had that garbled information, and now we have everything as dates in Excel. And we apply the filter function as usual. Let's do something a little different by only using the task column as our array and see what happens. We can still make reference to the year column to say that's the condition under which we want to include a task. If the year column has 2022 as the year, then we want to display that task. We format that as general, and now we know that tasks 3, 4, and 5 started in the year 2022. And that's how we solved this month's challenge. Yes, Excel dates can be a bit tricky to work with, but like everything else, it gets easier once you know how. Why not take our Excel basic and advanced course to sharpen your skills? See you next time.
So there it is. Did you get the same results? Did you use the same approach? Or did you try something different? We'd like to know. Share your take on the challenge in the comments below or join us for more discussion in our Slack channel. Link in the description. Thanks for participating, and make sure to subscribe to this channel to get an alert when the next challenge is released. We'll see you then.